nodumo lami ke nkondlo seliyobuzwa kuzo ungisiza ungasabi namunye kulungile nkondlo ubalimaze ngiyeqiniso kunokuba bakhohlise ngamanga ngokwenza njalo nkondlo yobusobopha umoya wami ngenkohliso wena wawuvuka nami ngisho sezingiletha nasethuneni usuyongifakazela nkondlo usukhuluma ngamo yangazi bangibisa Isandla Sengcweti.
This goes on.
It goes on and on. Wena Londeka Mbanda.
Hello good people, this is your boy Mo and this is a brand new show, The Realz. On The Realz, we take people that you know and we get into details about them. Talk about things that you might not have known about them. The interesting story of their lives, who they are, what they do, why they do what they do. Today, Sengweti, one of the news's finest talents. Angifuna umandasela so Mira introduce. Hello Londeka.
You are putting pressure on me, Shane. Well, my name is Londeka Mbanda, mostly known as Isandla Sengcweti, of course.
Yes,
I am a poet, a level 5 qualified chef. I am a pageant model, a pageant coach, a founder and director of Isandla Sengcweti Foundation, co-founding director of Miss Exceptional Durban. I'm also
this goes on.
it goes on and on. Also a former Miss Gender-Based Violence and Femicide Ambassador South Africa, and now I am reigning as Miss Earth Life Africa International South Africa.
She reigns, good people. She reigns. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
For now, I want to stick kakhulukazi when as a model and as a founder yama pageants ngisho kahle.
Yeah.
And the founder of the organization Isandla Sengcweti. Yeah. But before we get into that, can we actually get into the Realz? Realz. What kind of a person would you say you were as a kid?
I think if more than anything, I've always been a very outspoken person. That's just one thing I really remember about my childhood. Obviously, everyone used to like yeah. I've always been a very outspoken kid, a very active kid, a very dedicated and directed kid, to a point where I do not remember ever in my life where there was a point where I would say I want to do something and then I've always been that person that if it's in my heart I'll do it, even if it means something's getting me into trouble.
Getting into trouble. Anyway, so how did you get into modeling?
Well, my story, it's a very, I don't know if it does make sense to a lot of people, but I think a lot of people are able to relate towards, because I think as much as Ngingakaze ngizwe umuntu who has the common story, but I really feel like baningi abantu who shared the same experience with me, but who were not bold enough to do what I did, or who are not bold enough to speak about it. For me, it was very shocking for people to actually accept me as a pageant girl, because everyone knew me as Isandla Sengcweti, who is a poet, you know, even you just knew that Isandla Sengcweti as a poet, and now so come over to see I'm what
so confused now.
Yeah, it was very confusing for a lot of people. It didn't make sense for a lot of people for quite some time, and for some it still doesn't make sense. Because I think I actually found my love for poetry when I was still in primary school. But I've always been that person who always had to fight for people to recognize her. Nakhona poetry, when I really found I wasn't really given a platform like okay, so you have a voice for it, you have the guards for it.
By the way, you have a nice projecting voice.
Thank you. So no one ever did that for me. So nakhona poetry I had to fight and people for them to actually give me a platform. So ngabonakala in senior primary school, actually, in both senior primary school, where I started writing my own poetry, because every time so I started writing my own, so I started writing my own and perform during assembly. And then, but then I said, no man, this person is really good. And then by then being recognized and then when I finished primary, I went to high school, obviously, which was Kwantebeni Comprehensive High School. And then it was 2014, yeah. It was 2014, and luckily Banda Bafika, who were called the Third World Movement, and they introduced the battles of high schools. So a battle of high school included many categories, including poetry. So I auditioned for my school, and then ngathathwa.
Represent school or why is Isandla Sengcweti?
Babefika esikoleni, so babefuna abantu who are going to represent the school. So babehosta ama auditions, selected people who are going to be representatives of the school. So ngaleso sikhathi still people didn't know ukuthi I am Isandla Sengcweti. They just saw a kid oyifundela grade 8 Kwantebeni.
Wawusuyena vele uSandla Sengcweti ngaleso sikhathi noma usalondeni?
I was, but because I was a kid, no one took me seriously. It was like she just wants something as I. So that was the case, and then I get to represent Kwantebeni battles of high schools, and then I was doing grade 8, mind you. I was competing with people who were doing matric, grade 11, grade 10. You know, even from my school, Montessori represent a nice school, let's say, so under the poetry category, where it's a matric. And I still remember her name, but I'm not going to say it. Not going to say it. And some of the people who I really respect now, we were competing with them. Yeah. I was the first ever battles of high schools poetry winner. Yeah.
Hey.
So gay. The whole program included Duguti. Third World Movement was going to sign you to be under the Third World Movement organization. So from there, with Third World Movement. Yeah, and then Third World Movement works hand in hand with Econo organization. Econo organization hosts Miss Adi News. Yeah, so okay. And then when I became a crew of the Third World Movement, I also automatically became a crew of Econo organization because it's like
okay.
So automatically I was a member of both Lama organizations. And being a member of Econo organization and the Third World Movement, I've always been like there watching how things are done, and just observing. Ngaphakathi kumina there was a voice efuna ukuthi guys, can I please have a word? Can I please have a voice? You know, but yeah, because I was a kid, it was like I can't say anything because the also sometimes I feel like I feel like they don't really get it because yeah, for them it was also like a child and parent relationship because I was like literally 13 years old. So even saying at 20, for that I'm still that child, you know. I'm still that child. So I also couldn't enter the most common pageant which is almost because I was part of the organization. So I couldn't enter which is like the foundation pageant for most girls as Sukakanyus. So for me it was like guys because now get time. You know? And for people but I actually love modeling. It was always like when Londeka Mbanda yeah.
You don't strike me as a big
I am. A lot of people who are close to me, they know with I am. For now, it's really hard for people to look at me that way because Bangas, you know, now as. But for people who are really close to me at that particular time, knew with I am kind of rooted in African spirituality and all the things, you know, like in Zulu. Yeah.
So, but did that ever get to you? Would see, you always can't do things because people don't allow you. Like, they think you're too young.
Yeah.
Or because this, that, or nomsukhulile, still awazi ukungena platform because turns out you're part of the crew. Did that ever get to you?
Okay, so I had to understand the fact that I cannot compete because I'm part of the crew, or compete go my pageants and so Econo or if that world because I'm part of the crew. So what I did, I was like, okay, if I cannot compete, I at least want to have, you know, easy and have input ekutheni mhlambe ezinye zezinto ezokwenzeka kwi-pageant, but also because of uhlezi ngibukeka njengomntwana I never got that opportunity. So what happened was I was lucky enough to be part of the peer education program, which was a project that was directed by Her Grace Extensive Trust in collaboration with Gold in high schools. And then ngaba or president of the peer education program in my school. So local kwanika amandla ukuthi ngikwazi ukwenza izinto esikoleni ne. So that way I was able to organize a school pageant for my school eKwantebeni. So it was kind of like into engathi eyoqala yabatshengisa abantu ukuthi okay, Londeka can organize, you know, Londeka can teach these girls how to walk on stage and choreograph the whole thing for the show, you know. So I honestly think that was like the first show that's also really got into me with like, man, stop waiting for the opportunity to be given to you because you know you got this. Yeah.
Nice. I see. What's the irresponsibility leadership at Londeka?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Everywhere you go, if you could be leader, you'll be in charge of something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. But when did you start actually modeling? I'm pageants. also amodelelile.
Like
Yeah.
So okay, because this is also the issue yokuthi ekhaya, because I also think nabazali bami also had a huge impact ekutheni ngingakwazi ukuyenza modeling in school, because I remember in primary school uma khona ama-pageants at school, whenever I would ask my mom ukuthi ma khona umise esikoleni next week ngicela ungena, my mom would be like no. I don't know whether it was because she didn't believe ukuthi I can do it, or whatever reason she had, which I still do not know, you know. So yeah, I remember ngintshontsha ukungenela pageant esikoleni ngifunda grade 6 without my mom knowing, and because besingawagqoka amabhuluku ekhaya, mind you, I did not have the casual outfits because I include the ibhuluku. I did not have swimwear outfits because I include the bikini, and I didn't have it. I didn't even have like the actual evening gown. I literally had to be borrowed those things by abantu abamodelayo nababephuma stage bangole, you know. There was all love in me believing I can do it, but with no one who actually see ukuthi I can. So that was also the issue in high school. So when I finished high school in 2019, I was like, I saw this poster, pageant. It was on Miss and Mr. Kwandengezi 2019. And then I saw it from a person who was a title holder, Miss Kwandengezi, for loyo nyaka loy. And I was like, oh, why a promoter? Because it was kind of her duty, you know, to promote the pageant because we're title hold. And then I was like, I would love to go for my auditions on the pageant. I was like, really, Londeka? Do you? And like, yeah, I'm not joking. Yeah, one night was like, I was like, really? And like, yo, you're doing this. I was like, yeah, I want to. So I went there, ngacela one of my close friends, said, I went there, and then when we got there, yeah, obviously we met the cuts.
What titles do you hold? Like, what crowns have you collected? The crown how many social connect?
Especially how about the crown, actually.
Okay. The crown is a little social.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. That's cash up a list because we're doing as many. They
are actually, they are not a lot. I'm not a crown collector. My purpose in the modeling industry, it is not to prove a point to the society or to ever by winning or collecting my titles amaning. But my purpose, it is to educate and have an impact in the society with the power given to me by the title that I carry. So with that being said, I don't jump to pageants ngokuthi I want to add another number kulama crowns or kulama sashes of the titles that I have. I stay very firm to the title and nginayo ngaleso sikhathi and reign for it. I'm not that kind of pageant emodelayo this week. No, I'm not like that. But yeah, I do have a few. My first title was Miss Kwandengezi, second princess, and then it was Miss Valley of Thousand Hills 2019, then Miss Intandokazi 2019 also, and then Miss Pinetown 2020, was it 2020? Yeah, I think it's Miss Pinetown 2020, first princess, and then Miss KZN Role Models finalist, Miss Something Vintage, finalist Miss Lumina South Africa finalist, and then
Yo.
Miss. And then Miss HIV Ambassador, South Africa. And then Miss Ubuntu, South Africa, second runner up. And then Miss Gender-Based Violence, Ambassador, South Africa. And then okay, I think I'm forgetting some, but and then the one also that I am currently carrying, which is Miss Earth Life Africa International.
Yo, that sound massive, man. Not Miss South Africa, not Miss Africa, Miss Earth.
Life International.
Yo. You was Zubala or Miss HIV and AIDS. Asikho stigma oke wayithwala ngenxa lo title.
I know. So people be like, oh, so you're representing people who are HIV positive.
Can you explain about that and mhlawumbe role oyidlala as
Miss HIV title holder?
Yeah.
So Hassa, Miss HIV Ambassador South Africa, as a project, a educator, actually educating people more in the information and the current research HIV, STIs and AIDS. Also namanye ama social ills akhona emphakathini that people babona angathi kuyinhlambana or kudelela ukukhuluma ngawo, you know, because there is a lot that people don't really know about HIV, but still people are still not comfortable to talk about it freely, as if into engekho ibe ikhona. Also the stigma nje that is around issue HIV, you know, people haven't really accepted a person who lives with HIV umuntu ophilayo njengami now, and also us as a society accepting ukuthi leli gciwane likhona liyaphila kanye nathi, as one of the most important things esiyidinga to be able ukuthi fight, you know, because the more ignore ngekhathi futhi si-ignore nokuthi senze izinto ezizosipreventa ukuthi si-affecteke, you know.
The more dangerous cause.
Yeah, like 80% of people are still not educated about PrEP, about Prost, about all the contraceptives that we have, you know.
To fight infections.
Yeah. So you find young people abangazi ukuthi what is PrEP, what is Post. They just they don't know.
Kanti kumele sikhulume ngalo
futhi
community be aware, so we can prevent and cure and fight it.
Education is like the most powerful weapon for
important. You tackle problems better if you are informed about them. Okay. Can you tell us about Miss Earth Life?
Miss Earth Life Africa International. It's a pageant that's all about celebrating and promoting culture and tourism, and also just embracing the beauty that comes with being an African woman, you know, the diversity that comes with being an African and the powers that comes with being an African woman, you know, because, you know, African women are different. African women are different. Africa is different. We have a lot to offer in terms of tourism, in terms of culture, in terms of our diversity as Africans alone, in terms of like the way we live, the way we believe in the universe, and the things that we do, you know, there's just a lot. So Miss Earth Life, it's all about promoting and helping African people to actually embrace the diversity and the differences that they have without feeling like I can't be African enough because the Western culture has taken over, you know?
Hey. We should actually get into the reals about Africanicity and some other
and
times.
it is African month.
Reels. Welcome back. This is the Reels, your brand new show. Siphathele Londeka Isandla Sengcweti. So yeah, we're back. Londeka.
Yeah.
Kune post engake ngakubona owaposta like status WhatsApp as saying I'm the only South African person in this room.
Now you're making me sound like a breaker.
No, phela not ngendlela yokubreaka but wow excited. So like I'm still interested ukuzwa more about that. What was that about?
That was a CASA conference, yeah, the International Conference on AIDS and STIs in Africa. I try. International with me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was lucky and blessed enough to be part of the international conference on AIDS and STIs in Africa, which was held in South Africa luckily last year in December. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, really, were you the only South African person, or how could I
Why would I lie?
Okay.
Like Jay, I was like, okay, beside the people abasebenzayo ehotela nase-Durban ICC abase South Africa now, but for abantu who were part of the ICASA conference, like a team, I was the only one.
Yo, so Nabo Malawi.
Yeah, literally all over Africa.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
And not that I knew, but I didn't know like none of them. No, it's not really about that. You know, like I said, it's an international conference on HIV and STIs in South Africa.
Yeah.
So how I got to be part of the conference, it was through applying to be a South African volunteer for the conference through their websites. Actually, it was one of my duties as the HIV ambassador in South Africa, since it's an AIDS conference and STIs and gender-based violence, because gender-based violence you play a role in all statistics, HIV and STIs and AIDS and so forth. So it was one of the duties that were given to me by my director, Mr. Mondli Sokul, which Londeka, you need to apply to be part of the ICASA, and then I did so, and then they sent me the email, luckily I made the cut to be part of of the people who will be working in the conference. And then because of COVID, we went to the training, which was on the 5th of December. And then when we went to a training, we came back on Sunday, and then on Monday we were told the conference was no longer gonna be gonna be physical because of statistics COVID enyuka and so on, with all the people from Africa coming into South Africa to attend the conference. So the government apparently said the conference
already,
they were like in South Africa already, and imagine, because on Monday while we opening function, like We had the deputy president there. We had all the ministers of health. Like I had the privilege to be in the same room with like all those people. All the
special
you know, all those people they were like already there. Now wonke ama-delegates aqhamuka from amazwe ase-Africa because i-conference yayiqala ngomsombuluko. Abanye, they were literally on their flights to South Africa.
Like i-purpose yakhe ukuthi ube se-South Africa i-cancel flights. Yazi nje njengoba i-flight
ilenda ayisekho lento ehambelayo. Yeah, and then also as people ababekumele basebenze to help labantu laba bafikayo, and also to make sure ukuthi i-conference ihamba smooth, you know. We're also told since it's not longer going to be physical, asekho isidingo sokuthi nisebenze because umsebenzi angeke usaba khona because the conference is no longer going to be physical. So kahle labantu ebenzosebenza nabo abasekho bazohlala endlini zabo emahhotela, i-conference bayibuke virtual. So man, my heart is so broken. Not only because I was excited to meet all these people who are coming from all over South Africa, I'm excited I'm gonna get a chance to share a room with my officials, about minister, about deputy president, about president, about. It wasn't only that; it was also about learning about the history of HIV, about the new research, about the stats and everything that these people are coming from all over South Africa, which is the continent, on how are they planning or working towards a fighting. Listen, it was something very interesting for me because I'm the HIV ambassador in South Africa. So I was like, okay, that is going to be very helpful for me as lo muntu lo osebenza ngalezi zinto vele. So I was very heartbroken with now kumele ngiphindele back to my hotel room and pack my stuff and go home. Yeah. But I still did not know if I could say like it's my ancestors, but I think it's one of lessons things are just meant to be, they will be. And one thing about me, I will always know like I will always know chill, they said that that's still going to happen. So that was the case with from being physical to visual, because they told us okay, you guys are going to get paid for listening to 17 bad because you're not coming back M17, so you guys can go home. And I did not go home. No, abantu bagodu ababesuka from other provinces or Gauteng, Eastern Cape and so forth, babook tickets to go the following day. But then I was like, mina angodukanga ngaphindela ehotela, and then I just slept nje njengomuntu ongathi mhlawumbe unempilo nakusasa. Njengomuntu engashiwanga ukuthi need to check out at 10. Ngayidlalela nje. And then on the following day, which was Tuesday, around 9, I received a call, and then I'm like, inambe ngayazi, and I'm like, Londeka speaking, hi. And then this person says, hi, Londeka, is that you? And I'm like, yes, obviously it's me. Who are you calling? Yeah. Like, yes, you're speaking to Londeka. I was like, okay, how long will it take for you to come to Durban ICC? I'm like, I wasn't even shocked. I was like,
we were expecting it to
I was like, 20 minutes, bro. 20 minutes. Like, I knew. I was like in bed laying there for a notification or whatever, but like really ngaphakathi mina I really knew ukuthi for me it wasn't over. Honestly, I really had it. Ukuthi nah, it wasn't over. I knew to a point where I didn't even tell my director ukuthi i-conference ayisaqhubeki, so I have to go home. So yeah, and then they called me, they asked me to come back, and then mangifika lapha I thought ukuthi mhlawumbe yabo sibuyisiwe sonke. And then okay, then I told my director because he kwakhona la kwakumele ngiqale khona ngoLwesibili ekuseni, because kwaMuhle Museum they were also hosting a village conference, also on HIV and STIs, so I made it khona. And then I notified him ukuthi I'll try to come later there because I have to rush to ICC. Mangifike ICC na okay, it was very shocking because sasiba 100 abantu babele South Africa babepashiwe, so it was very noticeable. Okay, abekho abanye abantu la
khona wena wedwa.
Yeah, mangifika hayibo guys bapha abantu. Okay, ngibheke kuma rooms esas delegated ukusebenza khona, and then ngingabathola abantu, and then I call the sir okwakuyena ongifonile igama lakho Mr. Innocent, and then I call him, Mr. Innocent, I'm here, I don't see anyone. And he's like, no, Londeka, just come to my office. And then I went to his office. Man, figure office in like there is no other person. It's just you. And then I'm like, what?
Oh,
what? It's just you. What do you mean? And he's like, I am going to need your help. So you're gonna be with me throughout the conference. So ngaleso sikhathi athlete ukuthi, dude, I'm gonna be literally the only one who's gonna be part of the working team of the Casa conference from South Africa, and I'm just 20 years old. Yeah, it was a privilege. It was a privilege.
Yeah. Do you want water? Sparkling water.
Stop judging me. Stop judging me.
This is nice water.
See, you judged me when I say I want sparkling water.
I need taste. I want to taste.
Yeah, my favorite.
Okay.
You will never go wrong.
Yeah. So, yes, I'm him ukuthi we are village kid. But you get over the morning. I
think you can. You can. I'm a village girl, man. Intombazane nje izalelwe eKanyusa yakhulela eKanyusa, I'm born and bred from the village of Kwanyusa. I'm not from Hillcrest, I'm not from Boxhill. Kwanyusa nje. I'm from the village of Kwanyusa.
So ngizwile actually the reason why you go for titles is not to prove that you can actually get them, but is to collect the power they hold for you to have impact in the community.
Definitely.
Yeah. So tell us about what you're trying to do in your community, Kwanyusa.
Well, one thing about the community of Kwanyusa, like literally everyone who is from Kwanyusa and everyone who knows Umphakathi Wakanyusa and young people who are from Kwanyusa, they would agree with me on this. Kwanyusa has a lot of talented young people.
I myself,
that's just one thing about Ulusha Kwanyusa. It has talents. It has talent. But one thing Unyusa Futsoleka Gyon, it is dedication and education. Yeah. So we lana kufike good disconnected because as much as you can have a talent, if you are not dedicated and educated,
I also think nosizo futhi, like for people to actually make it to where they want to.
Yeah.
Like the help legs.
Yeah.
So
I think indawo ezinye indawo ibukeleka phansi. It's like because indawo esemakhaya, so kukancane mhlawumbe ukuthi uthola umuntu ophumelele khona, even though they are very good kulezi zinto lezi ezenzayo, but because there is actually no one okhona to groom these people, to nurture them, to educate them, to help them ekuthenini bakholelwe ekutheni lento yenzayo you are really good at it, akumele ngabe uyenzela umphakathi wakanyiswa kuphela. That's not i-worth yakho ukuthi ube la kuphela, but you can even go very far ngaleyo nto, which is why I founded Isandla Sengcweti Foundation, because I remember being uLondeka owayingane eyayifuna ukubhala inkondlo i-recites umphakathi, but I had no one who believed in me. I remember being uLondeka who believed ukuthi she can be a pageant girl, a pageant coach, a pageant organizer, you know, an MC, but no one was actually willing to give me that platform. So I want to be that for the young girls of Kanyiswa, and the boys and the young boys of Kanyiswa, because I understand izinto abantu abancane bakanyiswa babhekana nazo, because there is no one okhona to uplift abantu abasha khona when it comes to izinto zama-talent and arts. So Isandla Sengcweti Foundation will focus on uplifting and grooming abantu abasha and making sure ukuthi kukona konke you believe ukuthi lento ekhona emqondweni wakhe khona ngempela, akusilipho, regardless of ukuthi abantu bathini, whether emphakathini or in your circle of friends. But if you think you can do it wena ngaphakathi kwena, you can regardless of the stereotypes eziphuma emphakathini ekhaya or wherever. If kusekhanda lakho kusenhlizweni yakho, it's possible.
Yeah, because we usually like get disturbed by outside the impacts, the society. Sometimes we lose like assurance that what we think is actually valid. Not that we want to validate it, but
because we are only humans, so naturally if you are surrounded by negative energy, now it's going to take effect, which is why it is very important as a person to have a support system, even if it's just one person who's going to keep reminding you you are. We
actually need more of that in our communities. Okay, that's beautiful. What do you see Newswa as in a perfect world? What do you see Newswa as? What do you hope Newswa to be like?
Well, I hope to see Newswa as a very peaceful place. You know, I think one of the reasons I always say, I'm very grateful with Nkodelia and Naomi, because ngakholela kwenye ndawo ngicabanga ukuthi ngabe ngilomuntu enguyena, angicabanga ukuthi ngabe nginale inhlonipho enginayo nokuyithoba enginakho. I hope to see uNyoswa uqhubeka kuba nalelo nhlonipho, uba nalokho ukuthula, but now adding ukuba ukuba yendawo umhlabathi where plants can literally grow, you know, where only you cannot see ihlahla zimila but then zingakhuli, you know, umhlabathi where you see ama-plants ekhula and then ekhuleni kwawo wabona ebanithelo. Like seeing young people actually becoming lezinto lezo babonayo ukuthi bane potential yazo. actually becoming successful, actually becoming lezinto sukuyibona kubona when they turn 15, 16, and then because now uyababona abantu beno 15, 16, it's okay, une potential ekwenza ukuthi, and then when you say no 19, 18, and then konke lokho it fades. So that's one thing engifisa ukuthi ingaphela kanyusi, you know, ukuthi abantu bakhule nayo leyo, you know, bangacabanga abantu ukuthi growing up means ukuthi ukufola kwi-trap nawe yokuthi ugcina usubhema insango, nawe ugcina usuphuza utshwala, and then impilo yakho masiba only around lezo zinto, you know. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Londeka Isandla Sengcweti. Yeah, I had a beautiful session with you. It was very interesting to hear your story. Thank you very much. Good luck on your journey moving forward. Isandla Sengcweti Foundation, all the pageants. May things continue to work as good as they are and better for you. God bless you very much. You're such an inspiration. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
But you don't go, not yet. We have a beautiful poem by Isandla Sengcweti. Please indulge yourself.
Bathi uzukhulume ngami inkondlo yangazi, sebengibheca ngobende lenyama yesithibe engazange ngahlala kuso, inkondlo uzungathuli. Sebengithwesa imqhele engangifanelanga bezama ukuthenga izidlebe zikamoya, inkondlo uzungathuli. Njengokuba ludondolo lami umamadolo exega nodumo lami ke inkondlo seliyobuzwa kuzo, ungisiza ungasabi namunye, kulungile inkondlo ubalimaze ngeqiniso kunokuba ubakhohlise ngamanga. Ngokwenza njalo inkondlo yobuso bopha umoya wami ngenkohliso, wena wawuvuka nami ngisho sezinginetha nasethuneni usuyongifakazela, inkondlo usukhulume ngami uyangazi. Bangibisa Isandla Sengcweti, isandla sobuciko nobunono, ngaso ngiyahlawula ngiyacenta lesizwe ngiyasichelela, ngaso ngiyakhusa ngiyaphebisa ngiyayala, ngiyababasa ngiyabonga ngiyambonga, ngiyacela ngiyancoma ngiyancenga, ngiyakha ngiyakhala ngiyakhonza, kepha sosengidikibale sosengiphelelwa amandla kusinda kwehlela, ngizobambelela kuzo zombili ihlangu zami, ipeni nephepha, ngijule ngomqondo ngicabangisise ngize ngithola amagama azofike endlebeni zisizwa ahlaba umqhe langananasi lapho konakele khona asafika-ke.